What's up, guys? Welcome back to Rarity Games. Eric here, as always. I'm here to bring you a new kind of video talking about Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. And when the game came out, loved it so much. I platinumed it already and loved the hell out of that story. So, I wanted to get in and talk about why I think Dragon Ball Z Kakarot is the best way to relive the anime. And I mean that wholeheartedly. Now, there's a few things that they do leave out of the story to kind of move things along, but overall, they keep the best parts. Like, I'm talking 95 to 98% of the things you want to see are in it. And it's a short, condensed version of it. Took me around 80 hours to platinum. Without grinding a little bit, I'd say I'd probably come in around 40-ish hours. And if you're just going for the story and maybe a few side quests here and there, probably get it done in like 35 if you just bang out only story missions. But I definitely would not recommend doing that. So to get into the core of the game, it's flawless in my opinion for what the game is. You know, it is a Dragon Ball Z game, so you can expect the guidelines that they're following there. If you played Xenoverse, it does have quite a few similarities, but it is an open world game this time. That's a big part of it, a huge part of it, and the combat system very reminiscent of Xenoverse. Much smoother in my opinion. Like this game's combat system is impeccable. I love everything about it. There's definitely room for improvement, but at the core of it, it's incredible. Like the combo chaining and abilities are just perfect in sync with each other. And the biggest thing I'd say, it's a fact. The biggest thing is they give you full control of the ability to teleport. It is basically your dodge in the game and dash, and it's impeccable. Like it's absolutely perfect that you can just teleport whenever you want, and you have the ability to dodge all the key blasts and attacks that come at you if you well placed and well timed teleport. And then you also have the ability, when somebody comes at you with an attack, if you have enough ki, you can teleport directly behind them and just knock them straight out of the sky. So that mechanic in itself makes this game just so much better than other Dragon Ball Z games. Now, will I say the combat is the best Dragon Ball game? I'm going to say it has a close second to Budokai. It's definitely better than Xenoverse. I feel like Xenoverse has its clunky moments, has some cool combos and stuff in it, but it feels stiff. This game does not feel stiff at all. Super smooth. It just flow the entire time. Once you get into the groove of it and learning the different ways to stop the chain of combos that are coming at you, and then being able to chain your own combos. So, getting into that a little bit. Circles out your melee attack, and you have the ability to end your melee attack combos with your ki blast, your teleport or dash attack, and your charge. So you can end your combo with a charge, and it blasts them away from you just as any combo finisher would do, but you actually gain ki at the end of your combo. So I thought that was an awesome little addition to the mechanic. Ending it with teleport, ending your combo with teleport will also give you like a kind of dash forward slam attack. And then, of course, ending it with a ki blast is a simple, nice blast straight to the face. Or with other characters, such as Vegeta, you get the ability to just multiple ki blasts at the end of your combo. Just boom. So I love that. definitely really fun to do that. I kind of wish they did a mix-up of buttons where you could, instead of, pressing circle 5 times and then ending it with square, triangle, or X, I would have really liked, and this is where there is room for improvement, I would have really liked to be able to chain them in different spots. Now, they do a pretty good job of having the combos be slightly different depending on the character or the situation, but it's not intuitive in an advanced way. It's intuitive in a simplistic way. So I would have loved to be able to hit like melee, key blast, dash attack, melee, key blast. Like, now you can do that, but it doesn't actually like chain the combo together with those individual attacks. It'll be more like you end your melee combo early to do a key blast attack, then go back to melee combo, or you get the point. But I think the abilities even this out a little bit in the end. Being able to combo and end those combos with incredible powerful attacks and throwing in your special melee attacks as well definitely evens out the combat system and the combos. It creates this great symmetry, and the ability to have your support characters do their special attacks, and they often mimic what you're doing. So if you're shooting Key Blast to somebody, they will follow up, do the same. If you're shooting a full-on Kamehameha, then Vegeta will hop right next to you and shoot a Gallic Gun. And it can be incredible when stuff like that happens, especially when you're chaining together. You're in this full melee combat, and then you teleport to the side, hit him with a Super Kamehameha, and then you can teleport back to him and knock him down to the ground, and it becomes a very fluent, and as I said, you create this amazing symmetry in the combat, especially once you get it down. It's flawless when it comes to that. But rolling back now to the story aspects of a game like this. Now, you know what you're getting from it if you're a Dragon Ball Z fan. You know where the game is heading. The spoilers of sorts aren't really, not going to have to worry about that too much in this video. But they did an excellent job of trimming the fat and just taking the core of what Dragon Ball Z is and giving what a fan would love. And like I've said in the beginning of the video, this is literally the best way to relive the anime. Like, being able to play all the epic fight scenes that you love from Raditz, Frieza, Cell, the Buu Saga, being able to be Gotenks and Vegito at the end. Oh my god, it's incredible. And there's plenty to offer besides the story. That's kind of what I really want to get into, because as I said, if you're a fan of this series, then you already know what to expect from the story, and with a little bit of fat trimmed off, and then of course side quests. Now, the side quests and the secret fights and stuff like that are just awesome. It's stuff that, so they took a lot of the side quests are some of the filler episodes, and they kind of switched it up a bit. And then from the actual series filler episodes, then a lot of the other side quests are stuff that the Z fighters and the characters as a whole would actually do. Like, they did a very good job of aligning with the qualities of the characters what the side quests would be. And a lot of it, I assume, is not canon, and Toriyama was involved with this entire story, but a lot of the side quests are definitely not canon. Jumping ahead a little bit, it goes, when you get the Dragon Balls, after beating bosses, you're able to summon them back and fight them again. And then, of course, being Z fighters, you let them live. So, probably not canon, but it's still amazing. Being able to bring back Frieza and Cell and Buu and all them and fight them again is just epic. And then there's a lot of side quests that coincide with this kind of stuff, bringing back characters from the series that you love and being able to fight them again or even help them. I love this kind of stuff. It was very cool to see things you haven't seen before in the story, and like kind of live with the Z fighters. I think it was just, they did a really good job of making you feel like, you're getting new pieces of story and actually like kind of living the life of the characters. I can't, commend CyberConnect 2 for what they did with this game and the way that they made it feel. Now, moving on to some of the secret stuff. So there's a lot of different side fights with way more powerful enemies. They're called villainous enemies. And this becomes something that you love to do throughout the game, because they're fights that are way harder than the ones that you're doing. And if you're like me at all and you grind a little bit, you're going to get to a point where you're beating the story a little too easily, except for the major boss fights. It becomes a little too easy. So if you do end up playing the game, I definitely recommend not leveling too much while you're doing the story. But for the secret fights, you don't have to worry too much about that. They're going to be hard no matter what. Along with the training rooms and the training challenges to earn new abilities, those are very hard compared to the main story, which is awesome. Throw a little difficulty in the game, especially because there is no actual difficulty setting. Definitely something I wish they added. Hopefully in DLC, maybe they'll add that. But these secret fights are so much fun, and they have their own little storyline to them. And this was one of the biggest surprises for me. And this is an actual spoiler. Skip ahead in the video if you don't want to know this. It is something really cool. I'd say skip ahead about a minute. So, they added Toa and Mira from Xenoverse into this game. So they are the cause of these villainous enemies. And they are the ones bringing them into battle and siphoning the energy from the fights. And Toa is attempting to bring Mira back from the dead, or whatever you want to call it. She's trying to regenerate him, essentially. And that becomes the main secret boss fight at the end of the game. Now, before you get to him, once you beat all the villainous enemies around the world, Toa summons a version of Vegito and Gotenks. Now, this is one of my favorite parts. It creates this awesome storyline within the game, that they're siphoning all the energy, as I said, and the fact that you get to fight Vegito and Gotenks in a fight together at level 100, oh my god, it was awesome. And it was an incredible fight. Of course, I whooped their ass. Like, yeah, you know what I mean? But it was just awesome. And then that fight causes Toa to be able to resurrect Mira. And once you beat that fight, they immediately get out of there. And then you find them again in the land of the Kais. And you move on to fight Mira. And, of course, you whoop his ass. But they leave, and I believe this leads to a chunk of the DLC, because after you beat them, of course they're like, oh my god, you're still more powerful than us, this can't be, yada yada yada, Dragon Ball anime, blah blah blah. But they leave, and they say they're going back in a different timeline. So I could definitely see you going to a different story, because the season pass is supposedly going to have a new story arc and 2 original episodes. So that should be really interesting. But definitely, overall, one of my favorite things. I'm definitely going to add in some gameplay footage of that here. Now, back from the spoilers. I hope I didn't ruin anything that you guys wanted to see if you did listen to it. But, sorry. Anyway, the game overall, I have to say, is absolutely impeccable. There's definitely room for improvement. As I said, I hope the DLC brings some life to the missing pieces. But I platinumed the game. I got just about everything you can get, but there's still a lot of sub-stories left, and Plenty of extra stuff to do. After beating Mira, you still get super villainous enemies now that are way above level 100 that you can go fight. So I don't think the story will continue with Mira until, as I said, maybe the DLC. But it's cool to have something to do in the world that is actually challenging still. And of course, the enemies scale to your level, so there's always interesting fights throughout the game, but they become a little too easy and a little too repetitive. But if you're there for the story and you're there for Dragon Ball Z, I'm telling you, you're gonna love this game. Period. End of the story. I promise you that. And I hope that you guys check it out. It's definitely worth it. Um, and it's just so much fun. It's so incredible. As I said, it's very reminiscent of Kingdom Hearts in a lot of ways, in the way it feels and the way it plays. So if you enjoy that game, you'll definitely like this. Um, Overall, for a single player story Dragon Ball game, I'm definitely giving it, like, out of 10, I'd give it an 8.5 or 9. With a little bit of room for improvement. But I am a little biased because I am a huge, huge Dragon Ball fan. So that is something that is going to wager my score. So if you want to tally that off, you want to take away the Dragon Ball fan, try to leave out the bias, I'm going to give this game around a 7.5, 8. So it's still a good to great game. Definitely 100%. But that about covers it for the full roundup of this game. Storyline, everything, awesome. They did a great job. I really recommend getting this game. Really recommend it. The side stories alone are worth it, and I'm sure the DLC will be even more worth it. And I'm gonna make sure to do a small video on that to cover what's coming and then how I felt about it after it comes out, because I fell in love with this game after playing it and platinuming it. Definitely an easy platinum, by the way, guys. So if you're on the hunt for some platinum trophies, definitely a good game to snag up and get it done. But again, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please give us a like. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're posting more videos all the time. We have a podcast daily that's on podcast apps and over on YouTube. And then, of course, Facebook live stream. Just starting this up recently. I'm loving it. I would love to see you guys come over and check it out. Give us a follow on there as well. But again, thank you so much for watching. You guys have a great day. And as always, keep on gaming.